All right, should we start the show then?
He nailed it right on the head. Yeah, we can start.
Yeah.
All right.
Would either of you guys have been talking nonstop to audio test for me? Which I appreciate
I'm
that.
kind of tired of talking at this point. I got to tell you.
I do kind of get paid to talk for a living, so
you guys want a Gatorade or something out of the fridge?
I'm okay.
I'm good.
All right.
Frank did ask me if you provide drinks and snacks.
Yeah, I haven't done snacks yet.
No, I told him he was like, Jimmy provides drinks.
He knows better than bring snacks out in front of me.
You eat them all.
That's what happens.
Do you want a circle of Cheetos dust on your microphone?
Yes,
too. I'll just bring next week. I'll bring frosted animal cookies.
Oh God, we've seen what the mics look like in the studios there when we know people are eating. They're gross.
Yeah,
I mean that's where COVID started. I'm pretty sure.
No,
I've seen things that I can't unsee from those microphones.
It started when one of you got bird flu or swine flu.
It was Grimes, and he had the swine flu.
Try again.
All right, let's do this
Brian.
show.
It was definitely from a Brian.
All right, coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Theme Park Podcast. It is Dickerman along with Jimmy D.
Hello, Dickerman.
And
how are you today?
Scott Harris. I'm fantastic.
I brought presents for you guys.
What'd you bring?
What you got, Scott?
I got magnets for everyone.
What?
Magnetos. What? Those are from. Can you hold them up to the camera?
Yeah.
So the
these are from stickermule.com.
That's Scott's go-to.
Ooh.
They send me emails on deals, and I go, "Oh, hey, let's go for this."
I can't help myself. Oh, look at me. I'm gainfully employed. I'll buy things.
$19 with shipping.
That's nice.
And I got them in less than a week.
They came out great too. I like the size.
Don't tell people what our overhead is.
Those are the official Theme Park Podcast magnets.
Yes.
What are we going to do with them?
I've got a bunch.
Are you going to start? Now, here's the deal. Do we just go around to the parks and start sticking them to things?
No.
That's frowned upon? They're not stickers.
They aren't stickers, but that's a really good. Well,
how about cars? We just stick them on cars.
Just random cars in the parking lot.
People love it when you stick stuff on their cars. Like you know, every time you find something on your windshield, you're like thrilled to see what that message is, right?
Yeah,
you don't make I can't wait to see what this is about.
You don't take it and just like fling it over your shoulder like it's salt.
I don't mean curse them while you do it. Stay away from my car. Yeah, I hate it when anybody sticks. We'll figure out what we'll do with the magnets. We got a lot.
You could email us. We'll give you one.
Okay. All right. What's the email, Jimmy? Because these are new, right? These are all new and working.
Dickerman at thethemeparkpodcast.com.
I know. We got to remind people.
Scott at thethemeparkpodcast.com. I almost forgot the name of our show. And Jimmy D at themeparkpodcast.com.
And if you're listening to the show,
Theme Park Podcast?
The Theme Park Podcast.
Okay.
Yes, the Theme Park Podcast.
You forgot the D. You're not getting any emails at this point because your email's all wrong.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the podcast, leave us a 5-star rating or review wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Okay, is that good? Is that good for us?
Yes. It's better for your iTunes rankings.
5-star review for the show, but make sure you roast me in it, please.
All right, for a real question right now, just like people buy likes on Instagram and stuff, do they buy fake podcast reviews?
No, those are all genuine.
Are they?
There's weeding process you have to go through.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to see. So you know it's not phony. Because on like Instagram, there's even like a new Netflix movie about it where they make fake influencers, where they actually make these people, like, they just took 3 nobodies and they made them like influencers and they got them like millions of followers. And all of a sudden they're getting endorsements and sponsorships and all this crap. Because it's all fake. It's all pretend.
Everything is pretend, man.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about theme parks because there is a tremendous amount of news. When I asked Scott as we got here this afternoon what we should talk about, he riled off about 16 different things. What do you think is numero uno?
Do we want to start with good things or bad things?
Good things.
Well, Super Nintendo Land is open at Universal Studios Japan now.
Nice.
We talked about this thing being delayed, and they just decided, let's just open it.
Well, there's now people are able to like post videos and pictures from inside of the land.
Okay.
So I've watched the ride through for both rides.
Really?
Both the Mario Kart ride and the Yoshi ride.
And what's your ride through review like?
Is it like you predicted where it would be like Men in Black?
It is, but it's a lot slower.
Oh, a lot slower.
Yeah, it's like if you were imagining being on like a go-kart.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
No, it's maybe a little bit slower than Men in Black, but it's that kind of ride style where you're using these VR goggles to look around, and that's where you see the other characters around you that you're throwing shells at.
Okay. So, I guess you can't have that go by too fast because you'll miss too much.
Correct, yeah. And I think it's like a 5-minute experience.
So did something change in Japan? Because I guess they were worried about COVID, and they're like, we can't do this right now.
They're just limiting the amount of people into the areas.
Okay.
You have to get like a ticket in order to just go into that area.
Good. Well, I'm glad it's up and running.
Yeah, and then the Yoshi ride just kind of looks like a lot of the Disney rides, like Peter Pan.
Okay.
So it's that kind of thing. But this is really one of the first times we've seen Universal use animatronics. They're not very big into animatronics within their rides.
True.
So it's like literally going into a Yoshi game.
Although the animatronics they do have, like the Kong one, is like
That's
crazy
fantastic.
impressive. Like
Yeah,
every
so
time I
they-
see that Kong one, I'm like, this is dumb how cool this is.
They have a bunch of stuff like that, but like you go on like Peter Pan or Pirates of the Caribbean, they're all animatronics throughout those rides.
Yeah, for sure. Robots everywhere.
But they've got the foods, and they've got special balloons in the area which look like the squares that you have to punch, and inside of it there's the mushroom.
Can we travel to Japan yet, or is that still out? Like you can't travel there, right?
I'm sure you can. I'm just sure there's a quarantine process you have to go through once you get there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how international travel's working. I'm not sure that I'm ready for international travel yet.
You're not really ready for travel, period.
I'm not ready
I
for
asked
travel.
you if you
within
wanted
the
to
States.
get a theater, a private theater, just for 20 people, and you were like, I have to ask the COVID commander.
Yeah, she was not super into that one. I'll tell you about that later.
Oh.
But I mean, if you want to go to Australia, you have to still quarantine for 2 weeks.
They've been protecting their place real
Yes, but
heavily.
there's a tennis tournament going on right now. All the tennis players had to quarantine for 2 weeks. Everyone's back quarantining because the security guard at the hotel tested positive.
Come on, man. And let me just say this. Don't screw up Thor Love and Thunder because they're filming that there right now.
Yes.
So that is not to be messed up.
Is that in Australia or New Zealand?
I don't know.
I think it's probably both.
Either way, don't get Natalie Portman sick.
Please.
Or any
Chris
of them.
Hemsworth,
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say.
whoever else. Or mostly Taika Waititi.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The Guardians are there too.
They're filming in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, wow.
Karen Gillan, don't want to get her sick either.
No.
Zoe
I know
Saldana.
she's British, but she's still a national treasure.
Isn't she Scottish? She's Scottish.
Oh, well, she kind of falls into that whole United
All the
Kingdom.
same. It's all the
Well,
same.
I know.
Yes, say that
Scotland-
say that to them and see what they say.
Them's fighting words, boy.
I think
William
that's how. I
Wills.
think that's how. Braveheart got started.
Yeah.
No, so that's open
Okay.
for everyone to experience.
Now, going from there are rumors starting to surface that we're getting closer to reopening Disneyland.
Well, okay, so a California Assembly bill could speed up the reopening of theme parks in California.
So we're counting on politicians to get something done, first off. That's our first hurdle.
Assembly member Sharon Quirk Silva announced the bill, which would require the state to allow all theme parks to reopen in the same tier. Governor Gavin Newsom's blueprint for a safer economy. Currently, small theme parks, less than 15,000, can reopen in the orange to moderate tier 3. Large theme parks, such as Disneyland, can reopen in the yellow minimal tier.
And let's just really quick, just make a quick mention of that. We've all been to big theme parks and small theme parks. We know which ones are safer, and it's the bigger ones.
Yeah, but you got to remember, there they have like Six Flags. They've got Knott's Berry's Farm, which to them, they love those better than like the Disney's Universals because they feel them as more pure
Sure.
amusement parks.
Sure. All well and good, but here's the deal. We know both Disney and Universal know what they need to do to make this happen because they've watched it happen in Florida.
Dining is back open at Downtown Disney District in Universal City Walk out in California.
Have you seen anything about like Santa Monica Pier? Is
No.
that open? I wonder. 'cause
I'm not sure.
They have a couple amusement rides and like carnival games.
I bet you it's not then. But the key here is, more important than anything, both for Universal, Disney, and SeaWorld, really, to get these parks back open, not for just our enjoyment, but for the economy, for the people that work there, they got bills to pay.
Yes.
They got food to put on tables, and also our parks here, because it all ends up tying together, even though they're two separate entities. They're all the same because they fall under the same umbrella.
They look the same on the stock exchange.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it last week that Universal, because of Orlando in Japan in the fourth quarter, broke even, and that was with a massive park still not being open in California.
Yeah, so hopefully they can get that going. So good for Silva. You said her name, was she any relation to Vanderlei Silva? Because if
Sharon
she's related
Quirk
to Vanderlei,
Silva.
she's gonna throw some knees and get this thing done.
From
Silva-
Fullerton.
Yeah, Silva in
Brazil?
Brazil
It's
is kind of like
Smith.
Smith. Yeah. It's like,
Everybody's a Silva.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or related to one.
There's a lot of Silvas for sure in Brazil.
Do you want some more good news?
I'd love some more good news.
There's a food festival that has just begun at SeaWorld. The
Oh, really?
Seven Seas Food Festival is back
Oh, they do this every year, yeah.
with a concert series.
Really?
Yeah, Air Supply's on tomorrow.
Air Supply, Chris Jansen, Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, yeah. This is like classic rock heaven for some people.
Yeah, bands will be performing at the Bayside Stadium on festival nights at 6 p.m. It's going on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from February 5th to May 9th, and they're including President's Day on February 15th.
Okay.
'Cause it's a Monday, but it's a holiday.
Interesting. That's interesting. I have not been out to SeaWorld. I was out there during the semi-early portion of the opening, and we tried to do the penguin encounter.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let us ride the ride, and I asked the girl, and she's like, look at these people. None of them are social distancing. Can you really see people riding the ride? I'm like, okay, geez.
But you're able to walk in and see the penguins.
True, yes.
Which I
but
did.
You should be able to ride. I think they should be able to figure out a way to make the ride work, too.
Which is weird because they have other rides that are working.
Yeah, that particular ride, I'm like, you put some markers on the ground and you got people watching them. You know, you can get them in order. I've seen it happen.
And speaking of SeaWorld, Icebreakers testing.
Really?
Yes.
Have you guys seen the deal they have right now for annual passes at SeaWorld?
Is it ridiculous again? Because they always have a fantastic deal.
Well, they're throwing in Aquatica for the entire time for free.
Okay.
So you get a year of SeaWorld, a year of Aquatica, but there's so many cool things that they add in on like the different levels. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if you get a Platinum Pass, not only do you get preferred parking, you can get 6 guest tickets.
Yep.
You get 50% off in-park discounts, and then you get every day you get 1 free Fast Pass.
And does this also include like Busch Gardens and everything else? There's one tier that includes like the entire country. Like you can go to whatever park you want in the country. Every Busch Gardens, every SeaWorld around, you're good to go. There is one level that gets you everything, basically.
I'm looking that up right now. I'm looking
The
at
Super
their site.
SeaWorld Pass.
The Super SeaWorld Busch Gardens. Somebody
the
said
Super InBev Pass.
Yeah, somebody said they went to Busch Gardens recently. It was a good time.
Oh.
Said everything was good. Lines were good. Rides were good.
Jimmy was there in October. I was like, Jimmy was just there. I'm like,
He
that
was
October.
just there 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
How
it was-
did 6 months pass? How did that actually happen? So that is good news. The return there.
And speaking of reopenings, Volcano Bay. We know when that's going to reopen.
When's that coming back?
February 27th.
That seems pretty quick. Like we're still in like the winter.
There will be, yes, winter. It's 75 degrees right now.
Well, it is, but like 2 days ago it was like 40 something.
I had ice on my windshield. It was 38 degrees when I went to work.
This guy got up for work one morning.
I had
Wow,
this,
look at this guy with
I
a
had
job.
I had the snowflake icon on my dashboard. It will,
Mine is never lit up on mine.
there will be new safety measures in place. Temperature screenings for guests and team members, limited capacity at the park and on attractions, enforce social distancing, aggressive cleaning and disinfecting, face coverings inside restaurants, retail locations, and when entering and exiting the park, but they are not allowed on the slides or while in the pools.
I still contend that the water parks are the most difficult during COVID times.
You talked about that.
There's nothing easy about doing a water park unless you're comfortable, without the mask. And I understand you're outside and everything, but if you're like my wife and she's like, "Oh my God, mask 6 feet," the water parks, it's really hard.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy about it. I don't think.
What if I just walk around in a snorkel?
I don't think that.
Can I put a
works.
mask on top of the
Maybe
snorkel?
if you put some sort of filter on top of the snorkel, that might work. But you still can't breathe out your nose.
Yeah, I wonder if you could do full scuba.
Yeah, if I just walk around in a scuba outfit.
That might work. I have noticed too at Disney lately. They're telling you make sure your mouth covers your mouth and nose. Your mask. Your mask covers your mouth and nose. They really point
There's
out
a lot of
a lot of chin diapers going on.
I wonder if I can find a dive helmet.
like
Just
what,
wear
like
that.
the giant metal ones.
Like a classic one, or like they have dive helmets, like new age dive helmets. If you go to Discovery Cove, can I just borrow one from there?
I'm not sure how comfortable that would be all day though.
I mean, you couldn't turn your head, so you'd kind of be like
You'd be like Batman, the old Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, no head turn. Yeah, I don't know about that. Did you say you had bad news? Do we have to do the bad news?
We can do it in the next
real
segment.
bad news? I don't even know how long we've been going here. Oh, I guess it's time to take a break, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, when we come back, bad news, along with probably some more good news here on the Theme Park Podcast.
And if you're watching live at home, you get to see the fun banter in between segments.
It's like 5 seconds because we just have to reset the clock.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even stop recording.
Okay.
Well, sometimes we scream at each other.
That's true.
Why did you say that?
I can't believe you did
Now
that.
I've got to edit that out of the show.
Yeah, we can't have any of those hang-ups anymore.
All right. Are you ready for segment 2?
Yes.
All right. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Theme Park Podcast. Find the show on social media at the Theme Park Podcast. That's Facebook and Instagram. And on Twitter, it's Theme Park Show. Dickerman along with Jimmy D and Scott Harris all here today. And we promised this very exciting bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news in the news this week. What do we have?
Blue Man Group.
Oh,
I know. That's heartbreaking.
So, do we know the story here, the reasoning?
Well, so Blue Man Group, they suspended operations when the pandemic shut everything down. They never reopened.
Oh, okay.
They're a part of the Circus Olay group.
Correct.
Oh, all right. So it's not actually owned by Universal.
Correct.
There's a partnership there.
Yes.
So whoever was running it decided.
Cirque has had to furlough 95% of their workforce.
Goodness.
And filed for bankruptcy protection to keep the company from going under.
Wow.
In November, it was reported that Cirque had emerged from bankruptcy following a bid to take control by a group of their creditors. But unfortunately, there still will be shows across the country, just the one here.
The one here, yeah.
Is done.
I wonder if it was when it was up and running normally, if it was very profitable, if it was only somewhat profitable. We'd never be privy to that information. I've never been.
Never been either.
I know it wasn't cheap to go, but everybody that went said it was amazing. Have you been? You've been, right?
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. And the last time I went, I was still a team member at Universal. And we got like crazy good discounts on last-minute tickets.
Yeah.
Like the day of, you could go up to the box office, and I think we got like second-row tickets or something. It was awesome.
So, and that makes sense because they don't want to devalue their tickets. We talked about this with hotels before. You don't want to show up like a Disney hotel like on a Saturday night and say, "Hey, can I get a room really cheap?" Because you still have it, and they don't want to devalue that. They don't want to devalue the ticket there. But if you're a team member and you walk up night of, hey, why not fill the seat if it's not going to be filled anyhow?
Yeah, and it's just a team member perk.
A perk, yeah. But you can't do that for the general public. Otherwise, all of the general public would show up like last minute. Hey, got any tickets left?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I wanted to get a ticket in advance, I mean, it doesn't exist anymore, so I don't know the exact what it was, but I don't think you could buy discounted tickets in advance. The only way to get the team member discount was to get a day of the show.
Because they want to save those tickets for anybody that might be paying full price.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
What I did the one time that we went while I was a team member is I got there when the box office opened in the morning, bought the tickets, and then drove home, and then we went that night.
And it was a good show.
It was an excellent show. And they would make incremental changes to the show. So, like over the years, if you wanted to, repeat customers, so that they'd give you something a little bit new. But every time, man, the acrobatic abilities of these characters is just amazing. Just the ability to catch something in your mouth on demand is just crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what a Blue Man Group show was like, other than they played drums.
And there was paint.
There was paint and drums, and they were blue.
And they threw marshmallows to each other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you
And
had
they'd
to
catch them in the mouth.
And you had to wear like a poncho if you sat in the first few rows. Splash
Really?
zone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to wear the poncho.
Nice. All right. Well, it's unfortunate that is closed up now. It's a big area too.
I just want the Nickelodeon Studios to come back. Then
Is that what used to be there? Nickelodeon
yes,
Studios?
and then it became the
Soundstage.
Sharp Aquos Theater.
Yeah, it's Soundstage 19.
So they have a whole other soundstage they can do something with.
Well, what they did was they essentially cut the building in half
Okay.
and gave half to Blue Man Group.
Interesting. Are they still doing a lot of productions out at Universal? I mean, are there shows?
They're filming a movie there right now.
Oh, really? Because I know
Yes.
they've done like game shows and like those like daytime shows.
Well-
They've done those there.
What is it? The Right Stuff. That was Leonardo DiCaprio's show on Netflix.
No, it's on
Disney Plus?
Oh, is it on Disney Plus? My bad.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Oh,
I haven't
well,
seen it.
As somebody that loves space,
that was shot in Orlando, and a good portion of it was shot on the back lot of Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's odd, right?
And then it's on Disney Plus. Well,
well,
it's a
because
Disney
it was
show.
originally going to be a Nat Geo show.
Oh, and Disney runs a lot of the Nat Geo stuff on
Well,
Disney
they own
Plus.
Nat Geo now, so
Okay.
I think originally it was a separate entity, and then with the Fox Disney merger happens.
We've made no mention of WandaVision. We talked about Disney Plus, but are we going to still try and do a little special thing afterwards? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll do.
Maybe.
If not, we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every week with this show, one of us hasn't watched it, but we actually have all watched it now, and we all want to just talk about it the second we're done watching it. So
But
this will
then
be
we don't want to be the spoiler people.
Yeah, so
There's spoilers everywhere.
if we post this, we'll post it in one location and make sure it's got more warning signs than a nuclear reactor.
Yes.
So when it was the Nickelodeon Studios, I was just pulling this up. They put a time capsule in front of this.
I kind of remember this, I think.
So they buried it in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to know what was in the time capsule?
When did they open it?
Yeah, did they? Because I know it didn't reach the 20 years from 92 to...
It was removed in 2007.
Okay.
When it became Blue Man Group, and it now resides at the Nickelodeon Suites Resort, which is now the Holiday Inn Resort Orlando Suites
I was
Water
to say
Park.
that because they aren't even the Nickelodeon Suites Resort anymore. I almost got a job there at one point.
Then when that closed, it moved to the Nickelodeon Animation Studios in Burbank, where it is set to be opened April 30th, 2042.
Oh, geez, they got a long time to go.
But do you want to know what's inside?
Well, that seems like a spoiler, but sure.
Bubblegum,
Okay.
a skateboard,
All right.
a comic book, a phone book,
Oh, a phone book.
VHS copies of Back to the Future and Home Alone,
Okay.
a piece of the Berlin Wall, the Orlando, Florida TV guide from the week of April 30th, 1992,
Okay.
a baseball, a Barbie doll, a Game Boy, a Nicktoons t-shirt, Michael Jackson CDs, Twinkies, which are probably still good,
Those aren't going to age well, those Michael Jackson CDs.
an issue of Nickelodeon magazine, rollerblades, a can of Nickelodeon GAC, Reebok Pump sneakers, and a copy of the Book of Endangered Species.
Wow. That's all pretty good stuff, though.
Yeah.
They were all items deemed important to the children of 1992.
I think the endangered species will be neat to look at 2042.
Mm-hmm.
My first gig out of college was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios.
Oh, that's a fun gig.
I worked on season 2 of Slime Time Live, and I tell you, man,
That sounds like an awesome job.
it was so amazing. It was a really, really cool, amazing opportunity, and I hold it in such high regard. And it was just a wonderful experience, and it was so much fun to work on a TV show.
I would love for them to start bringing those. I've been watching a lot of those old shows, like Legends of the Hidden Temple, like Guts. Like, bring those back.
Yeah,
Those are classic
absolutely.
shows, yeah.
Like, let's do that. And honestly, if our governor is smart right now, all these other states that are closed to production and closed for other reasons, we're open.
And let's be a little better on taxes. Didn't we tax most of these places out of our state? Is that what happened?
That's why they all ended up in Georgia.
Yeah, we were Hollywood East until we taxed them to death, like that episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened, and we chased away Hollywood, and now, MGM Studios doesn't have any production studios anymore. It's all Toy Story.
Toy Story Midway Mania.
Yeah,
Toy Story
Midway
Land,
Mania.
the whole
That was the last of the sound stages.
so
And
they
the
actually didn't
Animation
have-
Studios Launch Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So-
we could reuse that again because Launch Bay ain't nothing right now.
But speaking of things going away, another thing at Universal is going away.
What?
A Day in the Park with Barney, which made its debut in 1995.
Would you say it's gone extinct?
Yes, Barney's gone extinct.
Nobody loves Barney anymore?
Universal confirmed that the show was indeed permanently closed on Twitter. It had been temporarily closed as part of the phased reopening plan. Do you want conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Scott to take over?
Please, yeah. I love conspiracy theory, Scott.
It's part of the area which would be rumored to go away if they built a Nintendo Land at Universal Studios.
Because Epic Universe may not ever happen.
I mean, if it does, who knows when? And if they, as I said months ago, they want to honor that agreement with Nintendo and get a land built in Orlando and Hollywood as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Barney, I've never, even when I had this little
You
baby.
still have a child?
Even when she was a little child, we never did the Barney thing. We did the Curious George deal.
Wait, that's an actual show? I thought it was just a cue for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, there's something that happens there, but we
Never saw
no
it.
parent likes Barney. literally, like my daughter did like Barney for a while.
Yeah, but you never did it.
We never did it. We, for whatever reason, I don't know if we missed that time period of her age when she would have gone to see Barney, but we did the Curious George area a lot. We did the Fievel quite a bit.
But I wonder
which
if
Fievel, geez, who's seen American Tail in the last 30 years?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I wonder if just the kiddie stuff in that area just doesn't resonate with kids now. Like, do they even still make Barney? Is that even still a thing?
I think Barney is still a thing. Fievel definitely. I don't think Fievel's been a thing since I was a little kid.
I mean, the last I heard about Curious George was when that Will Ferrell movie came out a decade ago.
Yeah, that's true.
That Curious George area though is super fun.
It is
it
fun.
is.
We had a
It's
lot
like
of,
it's
as
one of the
adults,
hidden gems.
It's a fun time to go in there and shoot those balls at people. Not that we would do that.
Barney ended in 2010.
Really? Barney's done.
Yeah, Barney's
Son
been
of a
done.
gun. Wow.
But that's what I mean. Like, even if they don't decide to turn that area into Nintendo Land, you have to figure out a new way to theme it for like what kids are paying
Little
attention
kids,
to.
it's hard. It's hard. Like SeaWorld, SeaWorld's got the Sesame Street,
Yeah.
which they did a fantastic job on that. I hadn't seen that till I went back, and they did a really, really good job there. And Sesame Street's one of those things that is going to be around forever.
And
It's
they're still
evergreen.
they're still making it.
Yeah, it's evergreen. Yeah, like Fievel and even Curious George, while popular, they come and go. And because kids, they change so quickly at that age, it's hard to have something that's going to last forever just because what's popular changes.
Did you guys know that there are other versions of Sesame Street in other countries?
No.
Like they make their own Sesame Street. I think it's still licensed through like Jim Henson or whatever. But I saw a discussion. It was like a Reddit article, and the guy was making friends with people in other countries, and some reason a picture of Big Bird came across, and the woman was like, "How come he's not blue?"
Oh, our Big Bird's blue.
Yeah, and then they showed like all these different pictures. In one country, he's orange. In one, he's green. He's blue in another country. I was like, "This is so cool."
He'd look weird as green.
Well, no, it's like it's literally the multiverse for Sesame Street.
Yeah, they have the Sesame Street multiverse.
Yeah, in Spain, it's Barrio Sesamo.
Oh,
Yeah, and he's green with a red face.
interesting.
I think that's the one.
Oh, well, I did not know that. No, that's interesting. But Sesame Street's one of those things. But I don't think there's a ton of those where you could retheme, Like, I get it. The American Tail was Steven Spielberg, and that's probably the tie-in. Because they always
an
had-
Amblin thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an Amblin thing, yeah. And I don't know, Curious George. Curious George has been big since any of us were little kids. I don't even know how old Curious George
Curious
is.
George is probably still around.
Oh, yeah, he's still around. Like, it's not as popular, but it's still around. Like, kids still like it.
I don't know that like changing Curious George's area to like say Madagascar would be that expensive.
No, I don't think it would be. But is Madagascar the way to go, or do you do something else, or do you like?
They're still making the like penguin stuff from Madagascar.
Really?
Yeah, and they have the what do they call them, cavalcades?
Yeah.
They have a cavalcade with
Dance
Madagascar. Yeah, and they come out and they
The
do
lemur
a-
guy,
Yeah,
the king.
You
I
want
saw-
to move it, move
I saw
it.
Vampirina at Hollywood Studios the other day.
She's got a cool
so-
looking car, doesn't she?
She was like in some like vampire car. I'd never seen the show. I don't know what it is, but it's apparently kids are into it. It's a Disney thing.
She's a vampire. James Vanderbeek plays her dad.
James Vanderbeek.
Yeah.
He's gonna see. He's still gonna work.
Doing a vampire like affectation in his voice.
Good for him. I
Oh,
like
so
to see
he-
that Vanderbeek's still working.
He's doing the whole like Dracula voice.
Yes.
I got you.
Okay.
They're all vampires.
You've seen Vampirina?
I'm familiar with it.
Is that what it's called? Vampirina or Vampirella?
Vampirina.
Vampirina.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can see her at Hollywood Studios. I'll tell you that much. I can tell you that much. But yes, Barney's going away.
Barney's going away.
But we could see potentially.
I mean, who knows?
Potentially.
Especially with how well received Super Nintendo Land is getting from Japan.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. All right. When we come back, there is another return to Magic Kingdom that we haven't talked about yet. We can talk about that. We can get into some news. I also made a trip out to both Hollywood Studios and Epcot this past week. If we have time, we can get into that as well as we continue here on the Theme Park Podcast. I wonder what they did to Tom Sawyers Island, if they changed it at all.
I'm sure they just did some like cleaning and refurbs and stuff.
Probably got Huck Finn to put a fresh coat of paint on the fence.
I'm going to try and find out today.
Oh, you going today?
Yeah.
Well, that's the plan, unless lines continue to look as terrible as they have so far.
How late's it open? 9? 8?
9 o'clock. It's the only one that's open late today.
Not even Epcot?
Epcot closes at 8 for some reason today.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Scott and I are going to Animal Kingdom on Tuesday.
I told him I'm going Hollywood, Animal, Epcot, Magic next week. I have friends in town, so
Yeah, you got to.
They bought the 4-day ticket, so
Yep, got it.
Use it.
go to Yak and Yeti on Tuesday.
I'm just gonna show up and be like, oh my god, hey Scott, wait, are you guys going in? I'm just gonna hang out with you.
No,
You gonna finish that?
He's just going to cough
I'm
into
not
his
gonna
hand
order
and
anything,
try
I'm
to
just gonna-
high-five you.
I'm not gonna order anything. I'll just sit at your table and see if anybody has any leftovers.
I'm
All
going
right,
to bust your table for you.
segment
sir, do you
3
work here?
coming down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Theme Park Podcast. On social media, find us at The Theme Park Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Theme Park Show on Twitter. It's Dickerman, Jimmy D, and Scott Harris. It's been a news-heavy show this week. And one other piece of news that we didn't get to yet, fellas, is the return of both the Riverboat and Tom Sawyers Island to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, did you see the video of them transporting the riverboat?
I did not.
There's a video of them because they had to obviously remove it when they removed the water and
Yeah.
the track and stuff. They had to.
It's like a big crane?
No, they have to send it through the water all the way over to by the Grand Floridian
Now,
because that's where
Oh.
it's been parked out there.
Huh, so I guess that thing is still seaworthy. It's just not. It can operate outside of a track.
yeah.
It's. I mean, it is a boat, so yeah.
But it normally runs on a track. Well, that's curious. How do they refill that thing? Because I was just there
Pumps.
a week ago.
In water.
You just throw the garden hose in there. It'll fill up.
It's a guy with a bucket.
But where? Okay, two questions. All right. First off,
They have a long straw, and then there's one end in the Seven Seas Lagoon, and then somebody goes. And then
It just
like
lets it
a
go.
siphon.
they're
gas.
siphoning the water. Yeah,
Where do
That
they
might
put,
actually work.
Where do they take the water?
The
And how do they
lagoon.
get it back.
the lagoon.
The lagoon can hold that much more water.
Do you not know how? Okay, do you not realize how lakes work?
Yeah, dude.
Well,
they
but-
have they have the ability to store that water someplace. It's just like
But it's a lot of water.
you don't notice those like during the dry months. You'll see like big empty fields that are like lower down. That's where the water runoff goes to.
Yeah,
and it fills up during the rainy.
Or do
season.
you not know, like when
Same principle.
when we would do Red Hot and Boom at Crane's Roost, and you notice that the water level looked lower?
Well, sure, I know that how that is, but how do you take? I mean, that's a lot of water that is in that area. How do you add that to another body of water without like overflowing it like crazy and then get the water back?
Are you assuming that the paddle boat was like the Pacific Ocean amount
It's a
of
lot
water?
of water. It's a great deal of water. I'm gonna.
They make the cast drink it.
I'm gonna ask somebody besides you guys. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to tempt me today. If I'm gonna go out to Magic Kingdom, I'm gonna find somebody that knows how they did it.
Hey, water guy.
I'm gonna find somebody will know. Somebody will know how they got the water from A to B and then back to A again.
Pumps, water pumps.
Okay, all right. I just good for them. I like I like it. So that's back. Whatever the refurbishment was. Like to see that thing we're running on
The closed
on
caption deal
Facebook
with
with
you.
the closed caption right now, trying to figure out me saying refurbishment. Whatever it was, to both that and Tom Sawyers Island, if they made any significant changes to the area of Tom Sawyer, obviously the boat. I don't know what you do to the boat or you do to the tracks there. I guess you can clean up tracks, fix any rust spots or whatever. But do you change anything inside Tom Sawyers Island?
It looks like there's some areas of it that are closed.
Oh, Tom Sawyer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Like maybe that area where you would go, like where it was like the old shootout area. You ever do that?
Oh, the fort.
I've never been
yeah,
over
the
there.
fort. You've never what?
No.
Oh, you've never climbed through all those caves and stuff that are in
They
there?
have caves
No.
back there.
Oh my god, that was the most fun ever when I was a kid. Was
And-
going. The caves are probably what's closed, to be
and
honest.
the fort. Oh, the caves are cool. And the fort has a secret exit. You see a secret exit of the fort, right?
Yeah,
Out the
I
back.
don't remember where it is off the top of my head, but it does sound like familiar.
Yeah. When I'm at my largest, it's a little tight squeeze to get out.
Oh, is it like you gotta like get down on your hands and knees and like sneak under like part of the cave and it pops out?
Not
underneath
really.
or
You got
something?
to you slide in a pretty tight wall. Like you're in a cave. It's like a cave, like on the outside. And I scratched my Ray-Bans there. I know that when they were hanging off the front of my shirt because I had to slide out. But then it takes you around the backside of the fort.
It looks
you
like
come
there's
back around.
a bridge that's closed. A stand.
Oh, is it the barrel bridge?
The suspension bridge. Oh yeah, probably the barrel
Ah,
bridge.
man,
You're right.
that's my favorite part. Dude, I can't believe you've never been there.
No.
Next time you go,
And
as
the
soon as everything... What
The
else is...
Scavengers Fort playground.
It's closed.
Also
yeah.
closed.
So
That's
yeah,
what you were
gotta
just
wait.
talking about.
Once everything's back open, then you got to go over there and explore it like you're a child. Remember when I took you to the Bell Show?
Yeah.
Remember when I brought you to that and we were both knights?
I remember being a knight. There's a picture of me as a knight.
We were both in that picture. You cropped me out.
The caves though are open.
Okay, the caves are open. Yeah, when everything's back open, you need to go out there with a friend and just explore because it's fun just to go out there and explore. There's a lot of stuff. There's a fort. There's 2 secret caves, and there's a secret exit out the fort. There's lots of guns too. I wonder if they took the guns out.
The cannons look like they're there in these pictures.
No, they had like rifles,
Guns, like rifles.
that were on a, I don't know, like it wasn't a tripod, but it was like on a thing that you couldn't take the rifle out,
But you could still shoot it.
and when you pulled the trigger, it made a little
Yeah.
sound.
So you could actually shoot at Big Thunder Mountain, I think.
Yeah, you could.
And so
Everybody
now-
lines up and shoots.
Now
at
they
them.
might like, oh, maybe we'll take the guns out. I don't know. If
Yeah,
I go over today and it's still open, I'll go. Well, the fort's closed. I can't see it. Yeah, they're probably removing the guns. If I had to guess,
Or just limit touch points.
I just think the guns. Guns. I don't know. Maybe not. I guess we'll see. If they're not removed, somebody will complain and they'll get removed. So just give it time. Just give it a little bit of time. We'll be good.
Well,
But
they might paint them orange and make them make a boing sound or something.
like let's take a pop gun.
Yeah,
I can
so
see that.
it's
No, you
more
just turn them into
toy-like.
you just turn them into walkie-talkies.
Like Steven Spielberg. Hello.
Yeah, and don't call them terrorists. Call them hippies.
Yeah. That's all things that happened. But they're both back open now, at least in some capacity.
Correct.
I'll probably jump on that boat at some point.
Do it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Now I imagine they have
Markers
distance
on the
markers
floor.
on the
Yeah,
boat. Although people can't seem to follow them, people have a heck of a time following those dots.
And you could also see how long it takes to walk from Magic Kingdom back to the ticket and transportation.
That's true too. We have not done that walk yet. We should do that. I almost
We keep
asked you to do it
threatening.
last week.
Well, let's do it now, man.
Right now.
Yeah, let's bring
Well,
the
not
cameras,
the
bring the
second.
rig.
Oh. Just bring all the cameras. We'll bring everything and go out there. Yeah, so you've got that to look forward to at Magic Kingdom. I'll try and check out Tom Sawyers Island. I'll try and check out the boat too. Anything else in the news that we should dive into?
Tribute store.
What is this for?
Mardi Gras. Universal Studios.
Oh, so now it's a bunch of Mardi Gras merch.
Yes.
That's cool. Have you seen what's inside yet?
It's just like what they've done for Christmas and Halloween.
Okay.
Just it's themed to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. There's an area that's selling candles that smell like theme park attractions.
Okay, that's cool.
This is at Universal. So
Yes.
can I get that ET like fresh laundry smell?
I'm sure you can. I see there's a pirate attraction, a spirit attraction, magic.
Magic. Okay.
So-
Is there a decaying ET attraction? Because that always scared me as a child. When he's
I'm
all
not-
like blistered and he looks terrible.
When he's dried out like a grape.
Yeah, it's like, oh God, why would you do that to children, Steven Spielberg?
But they have those plastic forming machines. You can get either a skull or a pirate ship.
I love those stupid machines.
I love the way they smell.
It's wax, right?
Well,
yeah.
I love those dumb things.
But there's food inside. There's different desserts.
Speaking of buying things, annual pass holders for Disney, we're back to 30% off.
30%'s back.
And that's good through when?
March 2nd.
And that's on merchandise, but not for food. I was looking at food the other day. I was surprised that there was really no good discounts on food right now.
It
at any of
depends
the
on where you
parks.
go, I think.
Yeah, because I had pulled it up, and it might change now that we're doing this because my wife's always wanted to go to the Garden Grill, and I'm too cheap to ever take her to the Garden Grill, especially right now. But we were saying, at some point,
the three of us want to split one kid's meal.
yeah, it's
That's
only,
not how it's family style. So
it's
you
only
can't do that.
10% off at the Garden Grill right now. So, but if they start for a while, they were doing certain places were 30% off, like the one I like over at the Contemporary. The Contempo Cafe was 30% off for a while. And that was a fair deal. So merchandise right now, great time to jump in and get something if you want
Buy
something.
some spirit jerseys.
There's
Those
a
are
new
still $70.
I
Yeah,
know.
but they're 30% off now.
Okay.
and there's a new Orange Bird one coming out on March 3rd. Got me.
There you go.
Have you guys looked at the art?
They
have.
have some cool
There's a
stuff.
Star Wars.
The gentleman who paints those Star Wars, I'm sure you guys have seen him. It's a Star Wars pictures, and it's like a close up of a helmet, and you'll see like a reflection in the glass of the helmet. the guy who paints those was actually at the art of the Festival of the Arts.
Oh, cool. I saw the Marvel booth, which was really cool too.
There's a Marvel booth. There's a couple devoted to Disney ones, and yeah, there's a Star Wars one.
I was kind of keeping an eye out to see if I saw any Pixar or Up stuff. I didn't see any
I have.
yet. Oh, you saw some Up stuff?
Yeah, it's over in Morocco.
It's better if you don't tell me.
Well, I just did.
I'm not gonna go to Morocco now. I'm just not gonna look.
So you're gonna walk all the way like from France over there. Like, nope, we got to go back around and then go the other way.
I don't imagine you get 30% off at the Festival of the Arts.
You do get an annual pass discount. When I bought my Figment T-shirt from what's that place? Enemy Inc.
Enemy Inc. Mm-hmm.
I still got my 20%.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, I'll take a look. Art's not things I usually buy because it's expensive.
Jimmy, I have a question for you.
Please.
So you talked about this a few weeks ago about having remote control boats inside of lagoons and stuff.
Yeah, at Disney Springs.
I can do you one better. They're the fish inside of plastic bags from Finding Nemo, and that's what you're controlling.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Even if it's because there's the lagoon area right in front of Nemo and Friends.
Yeah.
Put them right there.
That'd be cool, too. Yeah, and you got the birds right there going, mine.
Mine. You just want something that's remote controlled is basically what you're saying.
Well, I mean, they still have it at SeaWorld.
They do. That's true.
Right in front of, what is it, the Shark's Grill?
Yeah. Do they still have the boats you can drive out at like Polynesian and stuff? You guys ever those little mini boats that you could rent?
They still rent the mini boats, but I think right now they are not available because of COVID.
Maybe COVID in construction.
Yes. Well, there's more than one. It's not just, I know at Fort Wilderness Campgrounds, when I was there, I was looking at all the things you could do. And one of the things you could do is rent 3 or 4 different styles of boat.
Oh, wow.
And I think those little mini speedboats that are just meant for 2 people. Yeah, I think right now you can't.
Because I'm not sure if you're able to rent bicycles at Boardwalk.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
that's right. People would be on bicycles. Where could you drive those little mini speedboats from Polynesian? How far out could you go? Yeah, okay.
Now,
but how far?
I don't think they have them at Polynesian. I think
they used to.
Okay.
Yeah, because we walked by them when we were there for the pub crawl.
Yeah, we took a picture in front of them, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I take it back. I know if you're looking at Magic Kingdom, I want to say it's on the back. You know, remember when we were in
backside of water?
Yeah, I said that joke recently.
I know. I remember.
When we were at Bay Lake Towers watching the fireworks, and we could see the light parade on the other side of the waterway, that's where I think the campgrounds are, and like Discovery Island and everything.
Right.
And that whole alcove over there, I think you can use the boats.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sure they give you some coaching and like stay away from the ferries as they're going by, or.
Can I bring
I wanna get a boat.
Can I bring a Don Johnson style cigarette boat to the Miami Vice style to the Seven
No, but
Seas
they
Lagoon?
have like where they have when we go to Epcot and we take the boat back to Hollywood Studios. There was like a different boat there. I'm like, what do they use that boat for? Because it was like a speedboat, like a
maybe for,
real,
like,
like
emergencies?
legit. I'm like, what do they use that for? What's that? Is that like a rescue boat? Is that we caught somebody sneaking out onto the island boat? What is that boat for?
They got a really cool rescue boat over at the boathouse at Disney Springs.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I want to say it looks like an armored car on wheels or something. The last time I saw it, but it's so just in case that those submersible what do you call those things? The
submarine?
No, not a submarine. No, they have those boats, the cars that go into the water.
Oh yeah.
Aqua cars.
Aqua cars.
Oh, that's right. You can rent one of those too, right?
Well, you can't. You can take a ride in one. You can't rent it. They don't let you drive it.
Oh, I like the boathouse. Boathouse has got good food.
Yes, they do. They have excellent food, and I love that little back patio area.
Yeah,
where you can just hang out outside and sit amongst all those like experimental, really cool looking boats.
When I get a job, I'm going to rent one of the Disney boats. When we're back to normal and we're running things again, I'm going to rent one of those Disney boats.
You need to just go to Gideon's in Everglades. Get a giant donut and giant cookie.
I'm too fat as it is. I'm not going to fit in the boat if I do that.
You're not fat. Get out of here.
Sir, when we rode horses in Georgia, we did horse riding. I climbed on that horse, and the horse was like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, pal. They didn't give me a big enough horse, I don't think. I felt sorry for that son of a gun.
Did you need a Clydesdale?
No, he did not look happy when I climbed on this horse. He was like, come on, man. I'm like, he wasn't even the biggest horse. I'm not sure why they gave that horse to me. I felt bad for him. You can do horse riding out at Disney, too. I don't know if you can right now.
They are doing pony rides.
The pony rides, you got to have a little kid for that. But you can actually do the horse ride, too. You can do...
Can I ride a pony?
Yeah, you gotta be smaller. My daughter, when she was 8, was too big, which we were disappointed in. So it's gotta be real little to do the pony ride. You gotta be a real little kid for that one. There's a lot still to do out at Fort Wilderness. I don't know how much you can do right now, but
They're not doing sleigh rides or carriage rides. I think they are doing some minimal like horseback riding.
Okay. All right. Well,
I know they're definitely doing pony rides.
Just like everything else, we look for it to get back into full swing as we head through the year. Late summer, early fall, fingers crossed, we're back to almost normal. Please. For the love of God.
Sanity.
Please. For everybody's sanity and welfare. Let's get back to normal. All right. Well, that's it. We're out of time, fellas. If you want to keep up with the show during the week, as you've heard, there's always breaking news. Follow us on social media at The Theme Park Podcast. That's Facebook and Instagram, and Theme Park Show on Twitter. For Jimmy D and Scott Harris, I'm Dickerman. Until next time, we'll see you out at the parks.